and it's very much based on the economy. And
Right.
so we have the economy doing what it's doing, and then we have the lack of affordable housing, and people are able to charge $800-900 for places that were $400
Right.
5 years ago.
Right.
So I think, again, I think it's the 800. I think that will open up some windows, and that's also looking at the increase from 700 to 800 as we've seen an increase in utilities as well. And so somebody's rent might be 650, and then they've been paying utilities and they're running out of money. There's only $50 we can assist with. And so clients are able to get assistance from the state, get LIHEAP, that energy assistance, but that's what we're seeing. And so trying to kind of fill the gap, because we are seeing, I mean, I think everybody who has utilities has seen that they've increased. And so whether or not the person's actual rent has increased, their overall shelter needs have. I mean, everything has increased, but it's trying to do what we can within our budget, and then trying to do what we can that will make a difference in our clients' lives as best as we can.
Sure. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. And again, just to be clear as mud, if we do this for the next 6 months, we're keeping our fingers crossed that we would be able to absorb it in the current budget that gets us to the end of the fiscal year. And then come the next fiscal year, just so everybody understood that we do this now, we start at a different base when you come to do your budget for the next fiscal year.
Yes, I just ask that when I come back to ask for money, you guys are kind.
That's right. That's right. If we do this, I mean, again, if we do this, we're forcing you to ask for more. So I just want everybody to completely understand that. Okay. Any other questions or comments on the amendment to the guidelines?
Madam Chair, just may I ask Commissioner Rogers just for clarification, the amendment would be to change the standard housing deduction to $300 a month.
From what's proposed at 200 to 300.
Okay, no further questions or come?
Luis Jimenez, 2709 Dewey Avenue. I understand what you're trying to do, not completely. There's a lot of data being presented. The key, though, it sounds like you want to open up funds for your clients. They're called discretionary spending. I concur with that. You know, the one aspect of city life is going out into the town. Tickets can range to go to a venue at $10, $25, $45. So people in this program can have discretionary funding to go out into town. They probably actually would know best how to use it in their homes. So that's important. Outside of funding and money, I think the board can be advocates. You don't just have to be talking about money when you talk about policy. You should be advocates. Mr. Rogers, you brought up the point that there's limited affordable housing. You're a walking, talking advocate for affordable housing. Go speak with the powers that be, which would be the city council. The city council and city government are looking into affordable housing. They've submitted a plan to the state government, and also there's talk about the missing middle. Council member Don Rowe is an advocate for the missing middle, and then also there's going to be discussion about rent control through this process that the city is going to initiate. Rent control. Who here agrees with rent control? Rent control is a government program that places a limit on the amount that a landlord can demand for leasing a home or renewing a lease. Rent control laws are usually enacted by municipalities, and the details vary widely. So like I said, being advocates for the problem that you encounter as you provide a service as mandated, would be, wise, so that you could do something besides work your budget. And then, I guess that's all I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak on this agenda item?
Larry Store, 5015 Lafayette Avenue, 68132, Omaha. I'm against this only because of the spirit of the Constitution, equality before the law. This does not include anything for us poor homeowners that can't afford our taxes because of programs like this. Where are we in there? We, the people that own properties, who maybe paid $21,500, and now you say it's worth $400 and some $1,000, and that's not affordable. You offer, I think Lewis mentioned affordable housing, these little 8.5 square feet things that you call affordable housing. I guess that's the city, not you, but through a nonprofit organization. And even those are said to be worth $115,000. There's a lot of people that can't afford that. So, are we moving towards a socialist state? The spirit of the Constitution says this is really out of whack in a number of instances. Equality before the law, number one. So please rethink and maybe scale back some of these programs. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak for or against or speak during this agenda item? Okay, seeing none, this is the amendment to the guidelines. And again, it is raising the standard housing deduction from 150 to 300, or 200 to 300. The proposed was 200, it's on the table to raise it to 300. No other questions or comments on that? Please vote.
Madam Chair, I did not catch the motion in the second. I apologize.
It was Commissioner Rogers made the motion and Commissioner Boyle seconded it.
Thank you very much. Did you want to vote on it? Okay.
This is on the amendment, Mike, if you want to.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Motion passes 7-0.
Okay. Now we need a motion to approve the 2024 guidelines. Motion by Commissioner Rogers, second by Commissioner Boyle. Any questions or comments? Please vote.
And the guidelines as amended pass 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Next, we'll move to Human Resources. Briefly, personnel report from Civil Service as presented. No legislative items at this time. We do have need for executive session for litigation and contract negotiation. Is there anyone wishing to speak on legislative items?
Larry Store, 5015 Lafayette Avenue, Omaha, 68132. There's a lot of legislative items that we, the people, wish you would represent us on down at the state legislature. Very quickly, I think last meeting I suggested Douglas County could be first in the nation with some discussion in their chambers about the stolen election. Well, last night or the night before on ABC Channel 7, unfortunately the people in Georgia got ahead of you and they had a televised news story about it. Problem is, the media wants to downplay all the problems with the election counting process. Not just the accounting, but the transferring of the information through machines to the people that certify. We could have done that ourselves here, been number one.